think I am.
So, hello everyone. We have an interview with Evgeny Kudrin. Can I call you Eugene? You
Why
don't
not?
mind? Good.
It's okay.
Good. You know, I always prefer to start with something very particular.
Mhm.
I know something about you. You look like a rock star. You look like a priest. I know something about your food preferences, about your beverage preferences. And you know, I like to discuss the taste of a person. We need to get some flavor of you as a person.
Well,
Can you help us with that?
I consider myself a researcher above all.
Mhm.
So I
Res-
like to
res-
explore
researchable.
researcher, yes, researcher.
Uh-huh.
So I like to explore different facets of life from both scientific and spiritual approach. That's why.
Wait. I have something special for you.
Yeah.
To make our interview more psychedelic,
Oh.
I know something about your beverage preferences. So
Wow.
I've decided to bring you cherry cider, guys and girls. Alcohol is bad for your health. Do not drink, especially here in Inseparable. You're not supposed to drink at all. But I just know that my friend Eugene prefers cherry cider, and it's a present for you in the very beginning of our interview.
Wow, just wow.
You know, I want to ask you, as you probably know, I don't drink at all,
Mhm.
so I have no idea how it tastes. Can you describe the taste of cherry cider? I know it's like describing something to a person who cannot see, but anyway, let's
Well, it tastes like happiness.
try. Okay.
Well, cherry cider tastes like cherry. What I can say.
Mhm.
So it's quite simple. Well, actually, I tend to dislike most, types of alcohol like vodka, beer, or whiskey. I tend to dislike
Okay,
those
why,
kinds.
why do you like cherry cider?
Mm.
What is so special about it? You know, for my imagination, cherry cider is almost like cherry compote with alcohol. But it's probably
Well, cherry compote with alcohol will be totally fine with me.
but it's not the same, right?
Well, I never tasted cherry compote with alcohol.
Okay, can you describe your emotions when you drink cherry cider? I wish you could do it right now, but as you know, alcohol is prohibited here at Zifferblatt. So give me some flavor of cherry cider. What does it taste like?
Hmm.
And do you think that as a person you also taste like cherry cider?
I'm not sure.
Is there any connection?
Well, there is nothing, psychedelic about cherry cider. It's just, simple thing that I tend to like. No, nothing quite special.
Nothing special.
Yes.
Okay, let's talk about your flavor. What can you say? What can you say about yourself as a person?
Well, as already, as you already heard, I think that I am a researcher above all. I tend to approach different facets of life with both, spiritual and scientific means, and I value knowledge and trust above all. That's my values.
Okay, let's move on to our very formal interview or interrogation, whatever you like. So again, who are you, Eugene? just imagine that a policeman meets you and asks you, who are you? What would you say? What is your occupation? What are you interested in?
Well, I will probably answer that I am kind of, urban philosopher.
Philosopher. Okay, what else do we need to know about you?
It depends from particular sphere of life. Well, I'm quite social, I think. I'm quite playful.
Mhm.
So
Playful.
yes,
Sounds interesting.
yes.
But what if someday, imagine this imaginary situation that you finally decide to get married, and your future father-in-law wants to know something about you? What are you going to say about yourself?
How much time will be available in that situation?
There will be no limits.
No limits.
So you can sit with your future father-in-law for hours and drink cherry cider or vodka.
That's great. I will like this kind of father-in-law.
So you're saying that you just need more time to help the person understand you better.
Actually, that's one of the problems of my life because of some complications in my worldview. I need a lot of time to really express myself, to make other person understand my sophisticated views.
But still, who are you, Eugene? A cryptanalyst, a psychologist, a drug dealer? Who are you?
No. I am, as already said, I am a researcher. That's
Researcher of life. Could we say that?
Probably yes.
Good, good. So you've been with English talk show for how many years?
5 or 6 years.
Goodness, from
Yeah, yeah.
almost
Well,
from the very beginning.
yes, I was not attending English talk show in Uli,
Mhm.
but I probably started attending English talk show in 2014.
Probably,
Probably something like
But
that.
can you tell me what is so special about English talk show for you?
It's you.
It's me.
Yes.
Okay, what is so
It's
special?
actually it's your moderation style.
Mhm.
So you see, when I tried some other English clubs, they had a very specific problem. So they either were too orderly or they were too liberal for my taste.
Liberal.
Yes. So,
So you don't need too much democracy.
Well,
you
you
need
see-
a strong hand sometimes.
no. I just need a particular vector. So there must be specific topics to discuss.
Mhm.
I don't like freestyle.
So you need particular agenda.
Yeah,
discussion.
particular agenda. But I don't like when other people are, trying to suppress my expression.
Mhm.
So
Sorry, does it happen sometimes that I suppress your expression?
no, you're not.
Good.
So that's why I'm totally comfortable.
But
There are, specific topics to discuss. You are not suppressing my expression, so I'm totally fine.
Good, good. And by the way, at the moment you are not so loud, but in general you seem to be quite a loud person. Why that? Why are you such a loud
Perhaps
person?
I have, subconscious agenda to make other people hear me, something like this.
You know, you could be a revolution leader or something.
Probably.
You've got all the traits necessary for being
Probably.
a revolutionary. And by the way, it's good that we almost don't need any microphone to record you properly.
I still doubt that sound will be okay, but never mind.
I'll solve this.
Let's hope so.
I'll solve this problem someday. By the way,
Perhaps we need petlichka or something.
yes, I'll sort it out. Has it happened to you that you had any problem because
A lot
of your
of
loudness?
A lot of problems. A lot of people.
Maybe
tend
some
to
people
dislike.
cannot even tolerate you, you know?
Yes. Well, that's that's the main reason why my own English club appeared. I have board games in English club.
So you invite people who at least can tolerate you as a very loud person.
Well, let's not make some name calling, but I was attending one of linguistic centers here in Rostov. I will not name it.
Yeah.
Well,
We
but
want-
I can personally tell you if you need.
Okay.
So they had event like they were playing board games in English.
Mhm.
So but they told me that I'm too loud.
And they almost expelled you from their club.
No, they're not most of it. I just was very offended because of that, and I started my own club with blackjack and
Blackjack.
loud speaking.
Yeah, and some alcohol, right?
no alcohol. I'm sorry.
So thanks for wearing something white today. That's what I asked you about. But you tend to wear mostly black shirts. Why does it happen? Do you want to look like a priest?
Well, actually, I tend to like white stuff quite a lot as well, but I tend to like strict style.
Mhm.
So black and white are best colors for
But
this.
what does it add to your image? I mean, I mostly see you in black. What does it say about your personality?
Perhaps it says something about my glossological or moral
You
maximalism.
said nostalgical.
Nostalgical or moral
It's
maximalism.
too complicated. Okay, let's move on to something more philosophical.
Right.
So you probably know my idea that the life is pointless, but you can make it interesting. What can you say about it?
Well, I certainly have purpose in my life. So as I already
May
said,
I ask you about the purpose of your life?
it's very simple. It's knowledge.
Mhm.
Because in the situation when you don't have adequate picture of reality, you are not able to move your priorities adequately because you cannot understand value of things. So your first priority must be understanding the value of things. So knowledge is first priority.
About knowledge, I almost agree with you.
Yes.
So maybe there is some meaning in this life because you can.
What's the point in your system of values if you are not able to see world as it is?
Mhm.
Something like this.
Mhm. But except
It will be, be based on some kind of virtual, I don't know how to say it.
simulated reality.
Well,
We'll talk about
yeah,
it
yeah,
later,
yeah,
you know.
yeah,
But except knowledge, would you agree that life is pointless?
yeah. Life is not pointless for me at all. I
Okay.
have strong sense of purpose
Okay,
and think.
what else except knowledge? Getting knowledge.
Oh, I value also freedom and love a lot. That's kind
You
of
said
important thing.
freedom of
And
love
love. Freedom and love.
and love. Uh-huh.
Those things are valuable for me too.
What is your definition of love? Can you tell us?
Oh, it's deep one. So, well, I can say simple thing that the basis of love, uh, as for any other type of relation, is trust.
Mhm.
So love is based on trust.
Mhm.
But love is about a lot of things. It's about sexuality. It's about common interests. A lot of things. We don't have enough time to discuss all this.
So in general, you don't like my idea that the life is pointless, but you can make it interesting. There is still some meaning in life.
There is no sense of this pointlessness in myself. I cannot feel your thesis. So for me, my purpose is defined. So I don't have any existential angst because of this.
Eugene, at the moment you are still relatively young,
Mhm.
but what are you going to be like at the age of 50 or 60? What is going to change in you?
Well, I will be probably someone like Pelevin or Golkovsky if I will be successful.
So you want to become like a writer?
Probably, yes, I'm thinking about it. But I need more life experience to write something interesting.
But-
But I can start soon,
But do you think something is going to change in your lifestyle?
of course.
Like what?
Well, my general, fundamental values will be not changing probably, but a lot of nuances like aesthetics or something will certainly change.
Is there any chance you're going to become a family man, a family person?
It's possible. It's possible.
It is possible.
I highly doubt it, but it is possible.
Good. And again, some philosophy.
Okay.
What if we live in a simulated reality? And how does it affect your decision?
Well, I think we are already living in simulated reality. What?
You know, the simulation is quite good. You seem to be a real person.
You see,
Can you
even-
prove that we don't live in a simulated reality?
Well, you see, I will start with a very simple example. Very simple.
Mhm.
So, if you look on the sky, you will see that sun will move around Earth,
Mhm.
and for many millennia, this was considered like actual truth for a lot of people. But from our, current point of view, we know that actually Earth is circling around Sun, and not vice versa. So, eyes and your physical senses are deceiving you a lot.
But is there any chance that we live in a simulated reality?
I can easily believe it, but well, we are living in simulated reality because education, because media indoctrination are trying to force picture of reality which is not true at all.
Mhm.
So behavior patterns.
You said behavior patterns.
Yes, our behavior patterns mostly are based on false picture of reality. So in a way, we're already living in a matrix.
You know, I'm asking you this question because if we
Economics is best example.
Yeah.
It's totally based on bullshit.
I totally agree with you.
Yeah.
But you know, if we live if we
Yes.
live in a simulated reality, it becomes quite hard to live because it's like playing a game. It's not even playing a game. It's like being shown some game.
Yes, it is. But there are some, general truths which will be actual on all facets, on all spheres of reality, on all levels of reality. For example, 2 plus 2 will be 4. I think, therefore I am. So I do believe in some absolute truths. So empirical and social reality can be easily simulated, but there are some absolute truths which will be actual in any situation.
Much depends on the
Definition of those.
much depends on whether you have a computer which is powerful enough to simulate your reality.
Well, you see, one of the most popular arguments against theory of simulated reality is that it is not possible to, to build a computer which will be able to simulate our universe.
Yes.
But it can be easily answered. You see, when you are playing a game, only the part of the role which is observed is processed.
Mhm.
Well, other part of the world is processed as well, but in simplified way. So
So it's like a computer game. So you need to show the picture on the surface.
yeah,
I see.
yeah, exactly.
And you also know another theory of mine that
Yeah.
there is a chance that everything in the universe is predetermined and we don't have any free will. And I seriously believe in this theory. What do you think about it?
So well,
So we are just being shown some picture. We don't have any free will. We don't act. We just get some information from the senses.
well, I can name at least two major holes in determinism. Your philosophy is called determinism.
Yes.
So first is from physics, is Heisenberg uncertainty principle.
Einstein said that it is mostly bullshit.
Yes, Einstein said that
I mean,
gas doesn't play dice.
Yes. So till his very death, Einstein did not believe in what is it? This type of I forgot about it. So he almost believed in determinism. What about
Yes,
you?
he was arguing a lot with Niels Bohr. You probably know this story, but you see, well, Einstein was actually very, offended with all of this quantum physics bullshit.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
But on the, on the macro scope or
Macro level.
things can seem quite predictable. You can use Newtonian physics there, but on the micro level, it's not possible. No.
But what if it is true? How does it affect your behavior if our lives are predetermined?
But wait, Alibek, I have second very interesting, example. It's market. So, if everything is predetermined, why don't any person invented, a model which allows him to make adequate financial forecasts?
Because you need to consider the actions of many people, what's going on in their brains and their minds.
So there are not enough processing power. But let's imagine that there are enough processing power and some guy actually managed to create this kind of model.
Mhm.
But imagine a situation, there is another guy another smart guy who understands his model of
Okay.
prediction.
So the determinism is going to break.
Determinism, I will explain why. So he will be making decision based on this model, and I can predict his decisions, so I can use his predictability to make profit.
Mhm.
And he changed his behavior, and this model will be not successful enough. Then, third guy emerges. I can predict, actions of those two guys, and I can use it to my advantage. So, because they will be making decision based on this model, I will, change my behavior patterns to, make a profit. And this can be guy number 4, guy number 5, guy number 6. So, indeterminism is determined, predetermined.
So something something will go wrong.
Something will go wrong.
So Eugene, to summarize, do you believe in free will? Does it exist?
It's hard to tell, but I can, draw a metaphor.
Mhm.
So I believe that everything is life is like fractal.
Fractal.
Yes.
Mhm.
And this fractal actually have some certain amount of autonomy, but it's uh, like autonomy of a bridge. Well, imagine that you emerged from a tree. These are those determining factors like genetics, like education, like social environment. But you have certain amount of freedom to grow in that side or this side. So both yes and no.
You mean your fate is predetermined to some extent,
Yes.
but still there can be some variations.
But from that picture, you can easily say that your fate is mostly predetermined.
Mhm.
So.
Okay. Yeah, back to Earth. I mean,
Mhm.
back to something more down to earth. I
So
would say.
70% determinist, something like that.
I see. What does friendship mean to you? Quite an obvious question.
Friendship means trust. Friendship means common interest. Friendship means readiness to help.
Okay.
I can,
What do you need to call a person a friend? Except trust and all this stuff.
Well,
maybe you need
those actually three things are enough. So I must trust this person. We must have some common interests, and this person must be ready to help me, and I must be ready to help him or her. That's
so
enough.
that's what you expect from.
Yes.
I almost say
But
marriage,
things
but
can
friendship.
be, but things can be complicated if it's a woman.
Mhm.
Because you
Okay,
cannot easily be a friend with a person who attracts you sexually.
Okay, yeah, a good issue, by the way. Let's get more philosophical. Do you believe in friendship between a man and a woman?
It happens sometimes.
Mhm.
Yes, it certainly can happen, but it's quite problematic.
Can you be a friend with a nice woman, a beautiful one? Is it possible?
It's really possible, yes. So you are not beauty. I can be. You mean there are a lot of beautiful women whom I consider beautiful, but I'm not sexually attracted to them.
Mhm.
So you can imagine this situation
Yeah, it
quite
happens,
easily.
it happens.
That's a complex of physical, spiritual, intellectual qualities that makes you aroused.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk about women, by the way. What can you say about those creatures?
They are different. Well, women are important in my life. I value communication with women a lot, so this is kind of important. But did you ever remember the film called Monty Python and Holy Grail?
No.
You never watched it?
I've heard about it, but never watched it.
That's very well. I'm afraid sometimes those relationships are looking like fight between King Arthur and Black Knight.
You mean a relationship with a woman?
Yeah, and it's hard to say if I'm Arthur or Black Knight.
But in general, what can you say about women? Just imagine that an alien visited our planet
Yeah.
and he wants to know about women as much as possible. How would you describe those creatures? In terms of their behavior, first of all.
Women are people above all. Not other kind of creatures.
What else?
What else?
Yeah. What is so special about women?
They can create children.
Yes, it's true. Anything else you would like to say to an alien about women?
Oh.
I mean, how does their mind operate? How does it work?
Women are different. So there are some statistical things.
Mhm.
Well, I tend to be, more paranoid when I need to trust something to women. So in that way, I can call myself sexist.
Would you feel comfortable on a plane if the pilot is a woman?
I can be comfortable. I think that women can easily be as good as men if they really, try hard to do something. But you see, oh, never mind.
But is there anything women cannot do in some professional areas, maybe in their intellectual activity?
I don't know, probably they cannot understand my sophisticated soul.
Your sophisticated soul.
Yeah.
Okay. You know,
Just kidding.
You just need to write a book about yourself, I'm sure.
Yes, I will.
Yeah, let's talk about English talk show.
Yeah.
Can you tell us what can be improved in our show? Any ideas?
Some food will be nice,
Mhm.
like hummus. So I'm dreaming that each English talk show there will be something like hummus or Tanya's cakes, something like this.
Yeah. Anything else except food?
Hmm.
Maybe we need to discuss not 4 topics but 5 topics. Maybe we need to play.
Actually, I think that 5 topics will be fine too, but
It is too much.
let's not try to fix what's already working.
Mhm.
So your system is already working, so I am mostly fine with it.
Mhm. Do you think that English talk show will survive for the next decades? Am I gonna feel someday like Yakubovich hosting Polish?
If you will survive, English talk show will survive.
Hopefully.
I'm quite sure about it.
What about you? Is there any chance we're gonna see you in 20 or 30 years visiting English talk show?
It's highly possible.
Highly likely. Good.
Yes.
Good. Any questions to me?
Interesting. I wonder if you ever tried to search for pleasant books in English.
I've never tried, but I was thinking about it. I mean, you told me so much positive stuff about his books.
Yeah.
I was seriously considering reading them someday.
What is your opinion on Isaac Asimov Foundation cycle?
Oh, it's terrible. I read the first book and it's really terrible. You need some drugs to understand it. Seriously.
It's actually a very deep thing, but
It's almost like a religion.
but very nerdy.
Very. Anything else you'd like to
What's
know?
your opinion on Kipling?
Kipling. Well, I read him in my childhood.
Mm-hmm.
There was a story about an elephant. You know, I like elephants. Some elephants who escaped from a crocodile. That's all I can remember, to be honest with you.
What kind of women you tend to like?
You mean the type of women?
Yeah.
I would say intellectual. You know, recently I had a discussion with my friend, a lady friend, and we were discussing different types of people.
Yeah.
And it was very hard for me to describe the type of people I like. And I just said, you know, Lena, there are 2 types of people. People who are compatible with English talk show and people who are not compatible with English talk show. So I like English talk show compatible women.
Oh, interesting.
I think it's a
point.
good definition.
Okay.
And anything else you would like to say to our viewers? You can express your views about anything.
I can, but it will take several hours.
Maybe something short you'd like to say? Okay, while you're thinking, I'm sure that our camera lady has got a question to you.
Yes, why not?
But could you be as loud as possible and remember I'm a cockroach again?
Okay, I will try. Okay, Eugene.
Interesting.
Given the choice of anyone in the world,
Anyone?
dead or alive, who would you invite as a dinner guest?
Good question.
I will probably invite Descartes,
A mathematician.
a philosopher.
Yeah.
Well, but he is a mathematician and physiologist, so I will probably invite Descartes.
Okay. Anything else?
No.
That's all? So we'd like to say something to our viewers.
Something.
Something. By the way, are you good at singing?
Well, actually, I was participating kind of singing club, but I got bored very fast.
Okay. Eugene, I want to thank you so much. I want to present you a voucher,
Wow.
and unfortunately, it's not that type of voucher you could get from Mr. Chubais many decades ago. But this voucher will buy you a day at Zifferblad for
Cool.
free.
Thank you.
It's for you, sponsored by me, not by Zifferblad.
Cool, very nice.
And-
And this is very nice
Yeah,
too.
I hope you will enjoy it.
Yes, I will definitely
with
enjoy.
someone special, maybe your home spider or someone else. Anything else you would like to say?
Read the Les Plevin's books. It's gorgeous.
You said the last Plevin's book.
Yeah. The art, no. Well, it's called «Искусство легких касаний» на русском, but I don't know how English version will be named.
And you've read it.
Yeah, it's very nice. But it requires to Yeah, well, there are a lot of links to earlier Pellevin's books, so to understand it, you need
You need
read a
some
lot.
prior knowledge.
Yeah.
Good.
But it's very decent.
Okay, thank you so much, Eugene,
Thank
for
you, Tom.
participating in English talk show interviews. Thank you so much, the camera woman, the camera lady.
Thank you guys, you're awesome.
Yeah, good. So you watched English talk show interview series. I'm Alibek. I'll be back. Thanks for watching, everyone.
Bye.